Every day, more than 100,000 aircraft move through the sky. They cross invisible borders, share narrow corridors, and pass within controlled distances of one another at speeds that leave no room for error. They don't collide. They don't argue. They don't drift into chaos. This isn't luck. It isn't pilot skill alone, and it isn't enforced by force. It's the result of one of the most precise coordination systems ever created. A system that governs a space no one owns, yet everyone depends on. This is the story of how the sky is governed, and why trust, not control, keeps it from collapsing. Imagine the sky without shared rules. No common altitude standards. No agreed separation distances. No unified communication language. A pilot climbing to avoid turbulence enters the same altitude another aircraft is descending to save fuel. Both crews are experienced. Both are acting rationally. At modern cruising speeds, that rational decision becomes lethal in seconds. There is no time to negotiate. There is no margin for misunderstanding. In aviation, chaos doesn't require bad actors. It only requires misalignment. Unlike land or sea, airspace has no natural borders. You cannot fence it. You cannot mark it physically. Yet it must function with absolute precision. Every aircraft relies on shared assumptions, that altitude means the same thing everywhere, that instructions are interpreted the same way, that unseen systems are working in the background. This is not control through force. This is order through agreement. International law states that nations control the airspace above their territory, but airplanes do not stop at borders. To make global aviation possible, states agreed to something radical. They would coordinate sovereignty instead of enforcing it absolutely. In 1944, as World War II was still unfolding, nations met to design a future where air travel would not become a battlefield. The result was a framework built on shared standards, not dominance. That framework still governs the sky today. At the center of this system is the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO. ICAO does not command aircraft. It does not own airspace. Instead, it defines standards that everyone agrees to follow. Flight levels, separation minima, communication protocols. Every nation adapts these standards into its own air traffic control systems. The result is global interoperability without a global ruler. Air traffic controllers don't see planes. They see symbols. Altitude numbers, speed vectors, predicted conflicts minutes before they occur. They are not reacting to danger. They are preventing it from ever forming. This system works because everyone trusts the same data, and because deviations are communicated instantly, not punished later. Pilots and controllers around the world speak different native languages, but in the sky, there is only one operational language. Standardized phraseology removes ambiguity. Every word has a defined meaning. Every instruction follows a predictable structure. This is not about efficiency. It's about survival through clarity. Accidents rarely happen because the system doesn't exist. They happen when trust erodes. Miscommunication, outdated procedures, uncoordinated handoffs between regions. When one link weakens, the system reveals its fragility, not through chaos, but through silence where coordination should exist. The sky is becoming more crowded. Drones, military operations, commercial growth. Yet the rules remain calm, adaptable, and deliberately slow to change, because speed without trust creates instability. Airspace governance evolves cautiously, knowing that precision is not innovation's enemy, recklessness is. No single nation controls the sky. No global authority enforces compliance through force. Instead, the system works because deviation is more costly than cooperation, because trust reduces friction, and because everyone benefits from predictability. This is governance without domination, power without spectacle. You rarely think about the rules above your head. You don't see them. You don't hear them. But every time you fly, they hold the sky together. The most advanced systems don't announce themselves. They simply work. And in the sky, order doesn't come from control. It comes from trust, engineered.